to say your name. Won't do it again. Please believe. Everybody on the podcast knows your name anyway, so going forward, please believe. No shit. I will try my damnedest. I have to say try because I do not and will not conform to suit anybody else's fucking narratives. Not even yours. But I will respect your demand that I not use your name. Out of courtesy. Not because I have to. Out of courtesy. So, where do we leave off on this dramatic crap? Okay, you're more and more like Meemaw every day. You seriously need help. Guess what, bitch? I've been in therapy for going on 4.5 years. So, there's that. Maybe you need to go back and listen to like all the podcasts. Maybe you shouldn't have just started listening to me like right now. You need to go back and listen to all of them. If you do that, you will understand that I am very open about my flaws. I am very fucking open about my flaws. My subscribers will tell you every day. I have to remind myself about my flaws like Junior has to remind himself about why every day he has to wake up and he has to fight addiction. Every day I wake up and I strive to be a better person. I can't undo 42 years of life in 4 years. Not for you, not for me, not for anybody. So, moving right along. You are the most narcissistic piece of actual shit I've ever dealt with in my life. Coming from the child whose father, sperm donor, signed his birthrights away, did not ever claim her until she was 6 years old, and when she finds out the actual truth in book 2, if she chooses to read it, about why and what, the who, what, when, where, why, and how of the corner pocket days went down, you are going to have your fucking mind blown. I've given her every opportunity to ask the right questions without giving her the questions to ask. If she chose to do it, fine, but her actions tell me she didn't do it. And if she did, I know him as well as I know her. He lies about everything. They both believe that I am still this teenage mom that is psycho, crazy, obsessive, narcissistic. There's a cardinal right there. Boom. Back at your ass. 2 for you. Talking about 2. So cardinals are spirits from the other side giving warnings that people are saying bad shit about you. People are throwing negative mojo to you. Guess what? I don't live in your world. I don't live in that world. And I'm not that person. And I'm sorry that you can't see that. And all I can do is pray for you and hope that you do see it one day. Everybody has a Shabbat. We've always said that. My Uncle Oscar was the one of his group. My sister is the one of our group. My Grandma Carolina was the one of her group. My Uncle Lito is the one of his group. Every generation has that one sibling that just thinks they're better than everybody else. Everybody. Every generation has one. My eldest is that person in our family. But, on the flip side, she's telling me, you are the most narcissist actual piece of actual shit I've ever dealt with in my life. You walk around in a fucking delusional ass world. Well, I actually did recognize that. And I used a different word. I used dysfunctionally. So that part is accurate. I live in a delusional world. Sure. That's why it's called dysfunctionally functional. Right? I know that common sense is not all that common anymore, But I'm just going to I don't think that needs explanation to the listeners. I know that I was born in a fucking delusional fucking world, right? The one that I kept you safe from, right? Why the fuck you think the book is called Dysfunctionally Functional? That's the story of my damn life. So I didn't need you to point that out, but thank you for paying attention. You're texting me every day to try and get a response out of me. Well, here it is. Well, let me stop you there. I wasn't texting you every day to get a response out of you. I was texting you every day because that's what I've been doing every day that you were being fake as fuck. I thought we had moved on. Even your sister had me convinced that I was being paranoid and I was just assuming the worst because of our past fights and blah, 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 blah. You even had her convinced. So who's the fake one? Just saying. I'm going to point out every fucking thing as we go along. It's my show, my rules, and the house always fucking wins. That's the rules here, right? I want nothing, big capital letters, to do with you. I don't want you in my life, my kid's life. She doesn't have kids yet, so I am going to do her a favor, and I am going to ask the universe to have mercy on her for saying that about her unborn children, because she is jinxing herself. Y'all know my history. By the age of 28, I was not able to have kids anymore. You come from a medical history. You have a medical history. You are predisposed to reproductive issues. You should not be throwing, she goes further, not even my grandkids' lives. You just set a negative path for yourself as far as your fertility. And I am going to ask God and the universe to have grace on your soul and on those words. Because while they can't be unsaid, I want your feeling to be undone, because I want you to experience motherhood. Every woman should have that choice, and I know that that's something that you really, really want, and I hate that you do not understand the power of your words. So, she wants me to have nothing to do with her kids that she doesn't have yet, and the grandkids that she doesn't have yet. So already she's throwing her life of having kids out the window. You have fucked up my life and brainwashed me enough. Parenting is not brainwashing. I'm yelling this to every child across all 47 countries that listens to me right now. We are now up to 51 countries. Thank you. Parents, educating, drilling, I don't give a fuck how you get the information to your children. It is not fucking brainwashing. The truth fucking hurts. The truth hurts. And you've been looking at the wrong person. Most of you children that are arguing with your parents and saying dumb shit like this crazy ridiculousness, I expect this from a 12 or 14-year-old, not a 24-year-old. And then she sits at home and wonders why he hasn't popped a question yet. You don't love yourself. You do not love yourself. I've been trying to say that to you privately for a gazillion fucking years. And you think that I fucked up your whole fucking life. You have been looking at the wrong parent the entire fucking time. So while you can sit here and text me, oh, I'm not scared of you, you think you're going to beat my ass, but I'm going to read this to everybody. I'm about to go like I did on everybody else who fucked me over in life. I am going to walk people through how healing works. This is how it works. You go through the 5 stages of grief. You go through the denial. No, my child would never fucking do this to me. Then you go through the anger. How dare this bitch? We've been through this before. Then you go through the bargaining. Well, we're gonna, try and work this out. If you are willing to forget this, I'm willing to forget this. I'll forget for this, blah, 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 blah. Which leads to what happened in Dallas, and you think you're on good terms. And eventually you finally get to a state of depression because you start to miss the person that you lost, because the relationship is never the same. It's literally like losing the life of a person, a death. The 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. When your child comes at you and says these kind of things, any child to any parent, and vice versa. I have said crazy things to my kids. I've called them bitches, hoes. I just called Hollywood whores yesterday. But I don't wake up with that intent to antagonize and downgrade and belittle my children or anybody. That's never been my intent. During her teenage years, I was severely ill and on bed rest, and all I wanted to do was fucking die every day of my life. Y'all know the story. I'm reminding her. She has this sense of abandonment. It's not from fucking me. Even when I was on bed rest and we were out marching, I had to come home and go to the hospital. If I was away from you, it was because I was in a hospital. But when we were marching, my kids were with me. When we were out and about, my kids were with me. And if they had plans and they couldn't go, then they weren't with me. A bitch on bed rest still fighting to live. For who? I wasn't fighting to live for me at that point. I was fighting to live for them. I didn't know about self-love back then. I had to learn to love myself when I found my dad dead on the floor. I didn't find him, our son did. But I walked in and obviously he didn't move. So it was just as shocking. It's shocking to all of us that were there and involved in different ways. So to say that I'm a narcissist and I use my stories to get, what did you say? Oh, and I brainwash you? No. LPCs, licensed professional counselors, I'm not one. I've never claimed to be one. I say I'm like an LPC without the certification. I don't need deductive reasonings via a piece of paper and some hours behind a person who does not have the life experiences that I have to tell me what to do with my life. I make a better counselor because I have life experiences that most people don't go through, and for the ones who have gone through actual worse shit that I've gone through. That is not brainwashing. That is preparing you for life, which you actually obviously don't know how to do yet. So yes, in that way, I fucking failed you again. And I'm not proud. I'm not a proud person. Never have been. Never have I been a proud person. I'm proud of my family. I am proud that I don't have any kids that are on the streets, that aren't living with friends. I'm glad that my son's mental health is stable right now and he cares to live every day. I'm glad that my daughter went to the freaking Air Force, even though she went for the wrong reasons. She stuck it out. She did it. She's out. That bitch has never stepped. She maybe did 20 hours in college. We went together. It's not for us. We prefer studying on our own. We like to be alone. We like to be in our own space. Again, not brainwashing. I tell you, your sister, your siblings, your brother, I tell the entire fucking world the same thing all the time. My testimony is just that. I have been there. I have bared that cross. Therefore, I am